Hey there, ready for some spooky stories? We're diving into the Goldfield Hotel today. It's this legendary Nevada landmark. It has this reputation as one of America's most haunted places.
Yeah, the Goldfield Hotel. Spooky stories practically woven into Nevada's history, not just some internet thing. It's been around for decades.
For this deep dive, we're looking at this 2004 Ghost Adventures documentary. You know I love a good ghost story, but we'll be skeptical too. Unpack the claims, scrutinize the evidence, separate the spectral whispers from the creaky floorboards.
Exactly. Not here to prove or debunk ghosts, just analyze the information, explore the context, and maybe understand why we're so into the paranormal.
Okay, so Red Roberts. He owned the Goldfield Hotel when they filmed this documentary, absolutely convinced this place was a paranormal hotbed, one of the top 10 most haunted locations worldwide even.
And they filmed around a full moon, not random. Full moon amplifies paranormal activity, energizes the spirit world.
Right. Red even hoped the full moon would stir up some ghostly action. He mentioned a piano, not sure if it was original, hoped the ghost pianist would give a concert.
I think that's interesting. We're going to scary territory. But we want to make jokes, connect with the paranormal playfully, almost like we're making friends.
Totally. We're welcoming the ghosts, like, hey, we're not here for trouble, just want to hear a tune. Speaking of local tales, interviews in the documentary with Goldfield residents, some chilling stories about the hotel, one that stuck with me, camerawoman had a scary encounter.
That one is interesting. Suggests a physical interaction. Story goes, camera woman filming, camera ripped from her hands, marks on her arms, traumatized, convinced it was a malevolent force.
Yeah, chills down my spine.
Yeah.
And another local describes encountering a ghost of a gunslinger appears in the hallways, like reliving the Wild West.
Gunslinger story, rooted in history. Goldfield Hotel built during the gold rush, town was lawless, saloons. Gunfights, of course, like the spirits are stuck there.
And then Room 109. So creepy, almost legendary.
Room 109, epicenter of paranormal energy. Most unsettling account comes from Virginia Ridgway, former caretaker.
Virginia, central figure in the documentary. 17 years as the caretaker. Countless paranormal events, voices, apparitions, moving objects, the whole shebang.
Documentary portrays her as believable. She believes what she experienced, not looking for attention, not exaggerating. There's this scene, she's talking about psychics visiting the hotel. They sensed what she says. You can see her getting chills, like she's reliving it.
Like the hotel itself is charged, leftover energy from past events, still impacting people years later.
Yes. And back to room 109. Virginia says psychics sensed a woman chained to a pipe in that room.
And get this, they found a pipe during renovations in the exact spot. What are the chances?
The pipe adds to the story. One thing to have psychic impressions, another to have physical proof.
It really does. And there's a picture, don't see it in the documentary, shows this ghost woman floating in room 109, hair flowing down. Gives me goosebumps.
Picture's tantalizing, but we don't see it. Makes you wonder if it's real. Without seeing it, can't rule out fake stuff like Photoshop.
Right. Got to be critical. We're already getting into interesting stuff. And we've barely started, still the whole investigation by the Ghost Adventures crew, feeling it's about to get spookier.
Yes. Ghost Adventures team goes into the Goldfield Hotel, cameras and gadgets, ready to spend the night. Lots of interesting moments, unexplained sounds, unsettling things happen. We'll get to all that when we continue our deep dive into the Goldfield Hotel hauntings.
So until next time, keep those lights on, maybe sleep with one eye open. You never know what's lurking. Back again. Still in the Goldfield Hotel, where history meets hauntings. Last time we heard about the scary stories from locals. And former caretaker Virginia Ridgway, remember that photo? Supposedly shows a ghost in room 109.
Yeah, that photo adds to the mystery. A ghost story within a ghost story. But let's get to the Ghost Adventures crew. They're going to lock themselves in this haunted hotel. Cameras and gadgets ready.
They're brave. Or maybe they just really want to believe. Either way, they're going in.
Yeah.
I was struck by their excitement, like they felt something, even before they started filming.
Interesting. These are experienced paranormal investigators. But still, they get excited. Maybe it's the Goldfield Hotel's history, all those stories, whatever it was, they were ready.
So let's talk about the investigation. What evidence did they find? Tell me everything.
Okay, one thing was EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, recordings of sounds that can't be explained. Some people think it's spirits talking. In the Goldfield Hotel, they heard a woman's voice and other strange noises.
EVPs are creepy, like trying to understand a message from a ghost. But skeptics would say it's just noise, background sounds, interference. Even the investigators themselves making noises.
Right, that's the hard part about paranormal stuff, telling the difference between real weird things and things that can be explained. Context is important. Think about the place, the equipment, even the investigator's state of mind.
Like a detective, looking for clues, putting it all together. So we have maybe EVPs. What else?
They used a spirit box. Even people into paranormal stuff argue about this one. It scans radio frequencies really fast, makes a jumbled sound. Idea is spirits can talk through the radio.
A ghost radio. If it works, that's pretty cool. What did they hear? Anything interesting?
They said they heard words. Leave. Get out. Thought it was the ghosts warning them. Some think spirit boxes work. Others say it's just noise. Our brains are good at finding patterns, so we hear words even if they're not there.
I can see both sides. Our brains are powerful. We look for meaning, especially with spooky stuff. But hearing those words in the Goldfield Hotel, that would be scary. Did anything else happen?
They used a Ouija board. Always adds to the drama.
Ouija board, now we're talking. Always found them fascinating. A bit creepy. So many stories about them. Portals, bad spirits.
Yeah, lots of stories. And movies make them seem dangerous, like you can summon demons with them. Some think Ouija boards amplify psychic energy, so spirits can talk easier. Or maybe it's just our subconscious.
Right at the planchette, that little pointer. So what happened? Did the Ghost Adventures crew get any messages?
The planchette moved fast, spelled out words, seemed to be related to the Goldfield Hotel's history. They said it spelled Elizabeth, a woman who died in the hotel. Spooky. A name on a Ouija board. Connected to the hotel's past. Sends chills down my spine.
Compelling story. But like all paranormal evidence, we need to be skeptical. Some say it's the ideomotor effect. You move your muscles without realizing it, so you're moving the planchette yourself.
So it could be ghosts. Or our minds playing tricks. How can you tell the difference?
Exactly. That's what makes paranormal investigations so hard.
Yeah.
And so interesting, trying to understand things we don't understand.
It's like a puzzle with missing pieces. Intuition. Interpretation. Thinking about possibilities that make us uncomfortable.
Good analogy. Shows why we need to be open-minded. But also critical. Be open to the paranormal. But still think critically.
So after all that, EVPs. Spirit box. Ouija board. What did the Ghost Adventures crew think? Did they believe the Goldfield Hotel was haunted?
They definitely felt something weird was happening. They thought they got good evidence. But they also said it's up to each person to decide.
So they didn't say ghosts are real, but they didn't rule it out either. Viewers can make up their own minds. I think that's responsible.
Given the topic,
It is. They presented their findings, shared their experiences. Let the audience decide. More nuanced than some shows. Some just try to prove ghosts exist no matter what. This was more about the mystery.
I like that. Respects the viewers, allows for different opinions. So where do we go from here? We've heard the stories, seen the evidence. Now let's be skeptical. Let's think critically and see what we can learn.
Okay, so we went deep into the Goldfield Hotel. All the stories. The evidence from Ghost Adventures. Now let's be skeptical.
Yeah, the documentary was interesting. But remember, paranormal stuff is often subjective. What sounds like a ghost to one person is just noise to someone else.
Like those ink blot tests. Everyone sees something different. How can we avoid just seeing what we want to see?
Good question. Ghost hunting shows often use tricks, dramatic editing, scary sound effects, leading questions. It makes the evidence seem spookier than it is.
Yeah, they want to keep us entertained. But what about the physical stuff? Like the pipe in room 109. Hard to explain that away.
The pipe is interesting. But just because it's there doesn't mean it's because of ghosts, right? It could just be old plumbing. Or maybe from a renovation.
Exactly. Look at all the possibilities.
So are you saying ghosts aren't real?
Not exactly. Be skeptical. Look for normal explanations. But true skepticism means being open-minded. We don't understand everything. There might be things science can't explain yet.
So how do we balance that? Open-minded, but critical.
Approach these stories with humility. We don't have all the answers. The universe is a big place, lots of mysteries. We're still learning about consciousness and energy and reality itself.
Right, learning never ends. Sometimes the best questions are the ones we can't answer. So after all this, the Goldfield Hotel, the history, the mysteries, what's the verdict? Is it haunted?
That's the great thing about this deep dive. No easy answers. We looked at the evidence, different points of view. You, the listener, can decide what to believe.
Exactly. You have the information.
Yeah.
Make up your own mind. Maybe you believe in ghosts now. Maybe you found logical explanations. Either way, hope this made you curious about the world beyond what we know.
Maybe you want to learn more now about paranormal stuff, haunted places. Maybe do your own investigating. The world is full of mysteries, and figuring them out is fascinating.
So stay curious. Keep asking questions. Until next time, happy exploring.